Yo YouTube, what is going on? Jeyo here, bringing you another MLB The Show 20 video. This time is going to be another tips and tricks video. This time will be with the Moment Extreme that we just completed today live on stream. Link of that is going to be down in the description below if you want to catch us live. Now, in our previous video from yesterday, we went over the Showdown Extreme tips and tricks. We got Christian Yelich and we debuted Christian Yelich. Glad you all enjoyed that gameplay. As you see in the player programs, we go to the Lou Gehrig one. We're at 66 points out of 100. We just completed all the moments. We're gonna go moment by moment and give you the tips, my mindset on them, and what worked for me. Most of the moments, it took me a few tries. There wasn't one that I was like stuck on it for an hour. It really wasn't like that. There's ways where you can just find ways to make it easier. Before we get into all the tips and tricks on this, make sure you're subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. Hit that thumbs up to show your support to the channel. We just hit 1,700 on the road to 2K. I would really appreciate it. Notification bell, make sure that's on. That way you do not miss another upload. I got Pearson, as you'll see. So I'm planning on doing a debut with Pearson probably tomorrow. Video should be out tomorrow or Monday, depending on other things that I have to do. But if you do want to see that Pearson debut, make sure to hit that thumbs up. We're going to be working on the conquest later on, and hopefully we can get Lou Gehrig at some point. You get the first one is hit 3 home runs with Christian Yelich. Now in this one, I do not recommend using power swing. The reason is because it's obviously the difficulty is Hall of Fame, so you need a bigger PCI. Christian Yelich is good enough where he's gonna be hitting home runs, so try to get under the ball. X swing, you're gonna start against, I think it's the pitcher. Then they're gonna bring Alex Reyes and Jordan Hicks. They throw faster. The faster they pitch, the easier it is for the ball to get out. More exit velo. Try to put good swings on it. You don't have to be patient. There's no reason for you to be patient. You don't have to work the count. You just have to hit the ball over the fence. A couple times I hit 2 home runs, and then the third one was like hit by pitch or a walk. Try not to get into those situations. If you're 3-0, you know what, just go ahead and swing at whatever pitch comes. Get yourself in 3-1, and hopefully you get another pitch to hit, because a walk does nothing. You're gonna have about 4 at bats. Most of the time it's gonna be 4 at bats, so you have to have the 3 home runs in those 4 at bats. Now the toughest mission for me was this one with Lou Gehrig. You're playing at one of the classic stadiums, Shy Park, I believe it is, and it's not the best. It's a very deep center field. Lou Gehrig's obviously very good. You face Mike Fiers starting off the game, and then after the first 2 or 3 at bats, they'll bring like a common pitcher. But again, it's Hall of Fame. X swing, no need to power swing, and what you need with this Lou Gehrig's 4 extra base hits. So it's kind of shallow in right field. If you can be early on your swings, it's going to be better. So try to be early, try to get that ball over the fence in right field, or try to find the gap. The problem is, again, center field is very big. Center field, I think it's Mike Trout. He's gonna get to everything. You have to be patient in this one as far as like the amount of tries that you may have at it, because I don't think you're going to be able to accomplish it the first time. If you do, even better, walk away. You're going to have 4 at bats. Maybe I think I have once, maybe I had a 5th at bat, but it really wasn't that much. So you gotta have, after the first 2 at bats you do not have 1 extra base hit, just go ahead and restart, because you need 4 extra base hits. Obviously extra base hits are double, triples, and home runs. So the Lou Gehrig one was kind of tricky because it's 4 instead of 3. Obviously with the Christian Yelich is 3 home runs, 4 extra base hits, a little bit tougher than the Christian Yelich. If we move to the next one, going up against future stars Nate Pearson, so you have to have 8 hits, 3 of them extra base hits, and 5 runs scored. This is gonna be in a Hall of Fame difficulty. You're obviously facing Nate Pearson at Rogers Center, the Blue Jay Stadium. So the trick in this one, build your lineup. You're gonna be using your Diamond Dynasty lineup. Make sure you have your players that are better against righties. If you want to stack up all lefties, go for it. I had a bunch of lefties, but I also have my Mike Trout, Fernando Tatis. They're actually better against righties. I don't mind hitting righty on righty in this missions. It's Hall of Fame as well, so no need for that. In this one, you can be a little patient. Get that confidence down for Nate Pearson. You don't have to get 150 pitches like the Showdown, but work your count. He's gonna get wild. Once he starts getting wild, it's gonna be easier to lay those pitches off, and then he's gonna start throwing some meatballs. I think I accomplished this maybe in the 5th inning, I want to say. So just patience, and then put some swings on the ball. Be a seating fastball because it's 102 and Hall of Fame is coming in pretty quick. But you'll be with the God Squad lineup, you should be able to accomplish this before the end of the game. Obviously, you have 9 innings to accomplish it. So if after 2 or 3 innings you only have 2 or 3 hits, don't get discouraged. I got this one out of my first try. Honestly, this one was pretty simple. You get a few points there, but Pearson, work the count a little bit, get that confidence down. Not necessarily, we're not focusing as much on the energy, but we're focusing more here on the confidence. Get that confidence down, meatballs will start coming, and then you start getting rewarded. Moving to the next one. This was tough for a lot of people telling me in my chat today. So I accomplished this one the second try. Keep in mind, my first one, I think he hit a home run. The CPU hit a home run in the 3rd inning, so I had to restart. One thing that can work is go in with a righty pitcher. The lineup for the CPU in this one is all righties except 2 of the players. You're gonna be facing Stanton, Judge, Cal Ripken, Mike Piazza. Those are all righties. They have 2 lefties. I think it's Cano and Ken Griffey Jr. So if you can go in with a righty, even better. I actually went with Paxton. James Paxton, player of the month 99. He was still good because he has that cutter as well. But after 3 innings, you have to play. For some reason, you have to hit as well. So what I did was pitch like 2 or 3 innings with Paxton. Then I pinch hit for him, and I went to my pen. I brought in Dibble. I brought in Mariano Rivera. I brought in Raleigh Fingers, Eric Gagne. 1 or 2 innings each. If you see one of your pen guys, obviously they were all righties, but if you see that their energy is starting to drop, it's on the yellow, go ahead and take him out, because you're going to be playing at Shippett Stadium. Shippett Stadium, you know the ball flies, so go ahead, get that pitcher out. If it's on the red, bring another one in. If you have to hit, I think I had one at bat with Raleigh Fingers maybe, because he had like 10 pitches. Went ahead, hit with him, and then he was able to give me another inning. So start off with your starter. You cannot bring starters out of the pen in moments. So start off with the starter, get your 2 or 3 innings there. Then you can go to the pen, bring 4 or 5 guys. You should be good to go. The home run is going to be the toughest one. It can be in the 8th or 9th inning. You can give up a home run. The strikeouts is kind of it's going to happen kind of like on its own. I'm not worried about that. You shouldn't be much worried about the strike zone or the strikeouts, but be more worried about that home run. Don't miss your pitches. Make sure you're hitting your spots. You should be able to do it. Again, righties from the pen, yellow energy, get them out, bring a fresh arm. That should work. Now the last 2, this one was kind of tough as well. I think it took me like probably 5 tries. You come into the game trailing 6-4, so you're down by 2 runs. You're the home team. Again, your God Squad or your Diamond Dynasty lineup, you're going to be facing Mariano Rivera. This is on Legend, so that's what makes it tough. A PCI, it's going to be much smaller, and you're facing Mariano Rivera, which is like 125, 125. So PCI, it's the smallest it's going to get. You start in the bottom of the 8th. You just have to score and win the game. So what I did was, like, my first few times I wasn't scoring. I didn't score anything in the 8th inning, so I went ahead and restarted. If you don't score in the 8th inning, but you got Mariano at like 30 pitches, go ahead and continue, because you can walk it off in the 9th. I think the time I did pass the mission, I scored only 1 run in the 8th, but he had like 20 something pitches. I was able to work the count in the 9th and ended up walking off. So work the count if you can. He's gonna dot your life away. There's a lot of pitches that are gonna be borderline. Sometimes it's going to be a ball, sometimes it's going to be a strike. He did walk a few runners or a few hitters, so keep that in mind. He can get a little wild, but at the same time, you're just going to have to put good swings. Again, lineup to be facing a Mariano righty. He has a cutter and a slider. He's going to be breaking into the lefties, away against the righties. Keep that in mind. Work a little bit of the count if you can. It's going to be tough because he can spot it, especially on Legend. But try to put good swings. Sometimes you're not going to get rewarded. I had very good swing with Babe Ruth, and the ball just wasn't going anywhere. So keep that in mind. But you're going to have 2 chances at it. So you're going to have the 8th and the 9th. Obviously, you can go into extra innings. There was one time I went into extra innings and the CPU actually hit with Mariano. So Mariano is going to be the pitcher regardless. Keep that in mind. If you're in the 10th, keep going, try for it. What my thing was, if I got a 1-2-3 inning, he had like 10 or 12 pitches, go ahead and restart it. Confidence is up, low pitch count. It's not gonna matter much. But again, this was a little bit tough because of that. It wasn't much time consuming, but having to play an inning or half an inning and restart, that was kind of weird. But I think I played 6 times. I think I passed it 6th, 7th time. It really wasn't terrible again, but Legend against Mariano, that's the toughest part. But keep that in mind. Work the counts, lefty hitters, and don't quit. If you score 1 run in the 8th, don't quit. You already got 1 score. You gotta have to get the CPU out, 1, 2, 3, and come back and hit score 2 to walk it off. It's doable. It's definitely doable. I think the Luke Gehrig and Christian Yelich missions or moments were much tougher. Now the last one, 9-inning game against the MLB The Show God Squad. So obviously you're gonna be facing a lot of legends with your Diamond Dynasty squad against MLB The Show God Squad. You are going to be facing Nate Pearson. Same thing. The lineup shouldn't change for any of these missions. You don't need to change the lineup because you're going to be facing Pearson twice. You're going to be facing Mariano. So it's all going to be righties. So make sure your players are better against righties. That's the first thing. So keep that in mind. There's plenty of players that are better against righties. This is going to be on Legend. If you can be patient, be patient. But again, depending on your skill level, where is that? If you can be patient, work that pitch count out. Confidence down, you'll be able to score some runs. Throw your best pitchers at them. Again, the lineup for the God Squad was more righties as well, righty heavy. So keep that in mind. Treat it like a game 7. Go to the pen, bring some fresh arms. You should be good to go after that. But that's it. I mean, honestly, these are 6 missions, very doable. It took me about 3.5 hours to complete all of them. Obviously, it failed a few times. You have to start. Just don't lose your patience. Don't lose your patience. You're gonna need to go in. You're not gonna do all of them at once. It's practically impossible, but they're all very doable, very doable. Obviously, you will get the Nate Pearson or Christian Yelich depending on where you're at. The way I'm attacking the Extreme was Showdown. It was the easiest one. Extreme second. It's not that it was easier than the Conquest, but it's going to take much less time than the Conquest. Conquest is very time consuming. You're gonna have to restart it a couple times, do the whole map. Obviously there's a lot more packs, but I'm gonna get to working on the Conquest eventually. But yeah, Moments Extreme, there's been tougher in the past, but it's definitely doable. Again, stack your lineup righty, be patient, keep trying, don't quit. You should be able to do it. Again, I hope this helped somebody out. If it did help somebody out, make sure you're hitting that thumbs up, subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already, notifications on by clicking on that bell. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, this is Jay. I'll check it on the next one. I'm out.